Welcome to the Micro TV studio of my church. The FAQ, frequently asked question for this lecture is, what could be the Micro TV studio of my church? One answer as a concept, a vlogging studio extreme. The Micro TV studio of my church would be similar to a home basement video studio or a small corporate video studio for internal communications. Content. You will understand that it cannot be the complete story, but it presents some key items, a few answers, a few suggestions on the topic. We will overview target platforms, the legal financial status, the premises, chroma keying, green screen, the sets, technical diagram, the equipment, the script or cue sheet, camera shots, and movements. Type of small productions that can be made. High-end vlogging, educational program, children programs, interviews, talk shows, and limited music productions. Target platforms, video hosting service on the net as Vimeo, church projector, TV for home or public viewing. Target format, Full HD at 30 frames per second, video bitrate from 10 to 20 megabit per second, audio bitrate at 384 kilobit per second at 48 kHz sampling. The legal financial status. Because your project has a close relation with the church, you should be accountable to the church leadership, and your productions should be approved by the church leadership. The production firm should be a separate legal entity, a separate financial entity, and you may accept donations but no tax receipts. Filmmaking or video production is not a charity. The premises, your site, it does not have to, but it can be on the church site. Having a permanent installation is preferable. Physical, equipment, cast and crew, and computer security is not an option. It has to be addressed in the planning. A separate insurance coverage from the church is mandatory. Chroma keying using a green screen. Building a complete set, décor, can be an expensive proposition. A solution is to use a virtual set, which may need additional post-production time. The firm ChromaWall, as others, offers fabric and backdrops for this purpose. This green screen color being, as in the list, Pantone 354 RGB 017764. The firm Blackmagic Design presents here an example of the use of a green screen on the left. And on the right, a virtual set is added. 4 sets examples using green screen. The first set is for 1 speaker or announcer. This second one for 2 speakers or announcers. This third one, similar to the previous one, is for 1 host and 1 guest. This last one for a talk show, 1 host and several guests. A Micro TV studio simplified diagram. We have here 2 cameras with external monitors, tripod and dolly for each, video production switcher and audio mixing board, also microphone, a production system, and a multi-view monitor. It's not in this diagram, but we will also have TV lights. What about using mirrorless hybrid photo-video cameras? Well, they do not really comply with studio workflow. They are not made for long periods of shooting. You would experience overheating issues with most of them. The camera. I would then suggest using camcorders with 1-inch sensor such as the Sony AX100 or AX700 for shooting in Full HD format. Firms like SmallRig offer several accessories. please pay attention to the HDMI clamp to protect the cable and especially the camera output connector. Another camera option, the Blackmagic Design Studio Camera 4K Plus or Pro. They're specially made for TV studio. The brand also offers small recording monitors. A question? But if I must shoot in remote location outside the studio? An answer? The Pocket Cinema camera from the same brand. It has the same sensor and a similar processor. It would offer the best match in color science, color rendering. It would be an almost ideal situation. In principle, color correction or color matching between cameras should not be necessary this way. This is especially true if the two cameras use the same lens. Here we have two examples provided by Olympus from the Zuiko line of ProZoom lenses. And for a Sony shooting in remote location, the camcorder would be just great with accessories such as an on-camera shotgun Sony microphone. Also, a Camvage shoulder mount or L-type handle can be used. Back to the studio. This is an example of an external camera monitor with HDMI input and output from Lilliput. Note that there is no need for an external monitor with the Blackmagic Design Studio cameras. A Sony tripod with a Magnus tripod dolly. An interesting feature, this tripod has a camera remote control for Sony cameras, quite useful for studio operation. A double strut tripod and dolly from David and Stanford. Why this second strut? It's fairly common in studio production. This is an example of a control system from Fujifilm for one of its Fujinon broadcast lens system. It's for studio operation. One strut holds the zoom control and the other the focus control. With the studio camera from Blackmagic Design, those controls are available. At this time, because of the available MFT lenses, only the focus control is a real option. This is an affordable Blackmagic Design HD production video switcher with tally capability using an external tally light interface. What is a tally light? The tally light on top of the camera indicates to the talent which camera is currently live, feeding the studio. This is a simple but good audio mixing board with 10 mics input and 9 input as well from Allen & Heath. There is a plethora of speakers, monitors available on the market. There are audio engine amplified speakers. Several types of microphone are needed, from handheld, lavalier to tabletop, as those examples from Shure. For exchanges from the director to the two camera persons, an intercom is required. Here we have a 3-person wireless intercom system from Eartec. The firm FlexTally offers this wireless station and wireless lamps kit for camera, which does not have a tally light. If you are one of those persons who prefers the color rendition of Fresnel tungsten lighting, CameTV offers lamps from 150 watts and up with remote control. If you're okay with LED lamps, the Amana series of lamps from the firm Aputure is one of many good choices. The 3-point lighting method should be your starting guideline. In TV, the subject is the set. The key light directly illuminates the subject and serves as its main light. The fill light, less bright and more flood, is used to soften contrast. The backlight, also less bright, is used to separate the subject from its background. The 4-point lighting method adds lighting on top to softly illuminate the background. This is only the very basic principle, but your projection will really benefit from reading and training on photo and TV lighting. Computer monitor or display. Your monitor will be your reference for the quality of your production. You may not be able to afford a broadcast or cinema reference monitor, but you should look at monitors made with video editing and production in mind. The examples here are from HP and Asus. You can also see monitors as Dell UltraSharp and AIZO ColorEdge. A more advanced system than OBS Studio, but this one is not free, is vMix Software Studio Production Switcher, offering streaming and virtual studio features. It is available at vmix.com. One of the secrets of a good production is preparation, with good documentation. The main one being the script, sometimes called cue sheet. In this example, we have associate firm and or client name, name of production or production and episode, name of producer and director. Then, in 6 columns, item, time, duration, shot, source, visual, and audio. At the end of the page number. Item is a unique number and ascending identifier. Time, start and end time of an item. Duration, the difference between start and end time of an item. Example of sources: Camera 1, video player, PC for PowerPoint. As for shot, coming next we will see camera shot. Example of visual: host and guest, video clip, slide number, picture-in-picture, etc. It's what the viewers see. Audio, dialogues, music, natural sounds, namely Foley, as footsteps or a closing door, and sound effects. Here are examples of camera shots named as ELS, VLS, LS, and MLS, and also MS, MCU, CU, and ECU. It's much better to use camera shot names than trying to explain to the camera person how to frame a shot. Same thing for camera movement. Saying camera 1, pan left, is much suitable than saying camera 1, move your camera to the left. As for camera shots, professionals use proper vocabulary. During your production, you don't want to get a barking dog or a motorcycle passing by, as we too often hear. Acoustical awareness is addressed in the next lecture. That's it for the Micro TV studio of my church. You are now invited to another FAQ, the sound system of my church.